How you doing, everyone? Another beautiful day in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico. Okay, and I mean it's absolutely gorgeous here. I just went for an hour and a half swim, and I do mean an hour and a half swim. Okay, all right, and it's totally beautiful here, as you can tell. Okay, and now I want to show you something. There is a volleyball tournament going on, and these are all teenagers. I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to tell you how crippled we are, okay? Take a look. Do you see that? You see that gentleman there? How old is he? I bet you he's 16 years old, and he's got a knee brace on. Do you know why? Because he's got inflammation in his knee, all right? And guess what? This is how dysfunctional the medical system is. This is how dysfunctional natural health body workers are. Now, you think I'm putting them down? I'm not. Why would a young kid like that have a knee brace? Hold on a second here. Let's keep going, okay? Take a look at over here. How about that? Look at the knee brace on that guy. Oh, wait a minute. How about the knee brace on over here? Look at this. All right. So every one of these young kids, look at. What do you think? 16, 17? All right. And guess what? They all have knee braces. They all have knee braces. And I'm going to tell you something right now, and you can believe this or not believe this, and you can think I'm cocky, or you can think I'm confident. And the reality is that a New World practitioner that learns Wolf Non-Surgical, which I put together when I was 27 years old. I went to Jamaica, and I can tell you, believe it or not. There was a manual typewriter, and I worked on one and the other one would type, and we would do this, and we did that for 6 weeks. That non-surgical manual, it was probably around, when I finished, it was probably around 20 pages. Right now, the non-surgical, Wolf Non-Surgical Manual is about 500 pages, and I'll tell you something, we do have the best body work in the world. I'm going to tell you, if I had the chance, and these people would let me, I could go over there and work on each of their knees for 10 minutes each. Remember something, I'm in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, and I'm putting a challenge out there that if I work on, whether it's these young guys or an older person that actually has a brace or has a cane and thinks they're going to go to a walker, this is all just BS. This is BS. It's all scar tissue. It's all crystallization. It's calcification. It can all be turned around. These guys do not have to wear these braces. Already, they are victims, right? And they're limping. They're limping at the age of 16. So where are they going to be? Well, where are they going to be? Well, let's put it this way. I'll be 67 years old, and I'm just getting started. The reality is I do know how to create health. I do know how to teach people to have a perfect day and get rid of any disease and cure themselves. I didn't say I could cure anybody. I can't. If you're the type of person that says you've had enough and you want to actually turn around the irreversible, because that's what they tell you, right? They tell you it's irreversible. All right? Well, let me tell you something. We reverse the irreversible. You come down to Zihuatanejo, okay? All right? You ever see that movie Shawshank Redemption? Well, that's where they went to run to, and I'll tell you why. Because it's so bloody gorgeous. I mean, this sun is going to set right in the middle of this day. All right? At nighttime, this lights up like a Christmas tree. And look at how beautiful it is here, okay? And I'll tell you something, the people are beautiful too. And how about a place that doesn't have chemtrails? No chemtrails. Did you get that? Never a chemtrail here. And guess what? How about no GMOs? How about when you go down to the market, there's only organic. There's no pesticide, there's no herbicide, because there's no genocide here. And whether you believe it or not, guys, are you ready for this? The banks are taking our US dollar. You know why? I think that Mexico is going to go with BRICS. And I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? This country here, you know what, you know, a lot of my relatives and friends from the States, you know what they talk about, and even Canada too, people. they talk about, you know, the cartel down here and how evil they are. You know, you don't even know what you're even talking about. You don't even know what you're talking about. Okay, I had when I had the Extapa Palace World Healing and Training Center. Okay, so that was open for a year and a half, and we had 3,000 people come down here. Okay, and I can tell you right now that a lot of them still live here. Okay, the ones that could change their lifestyle, they stayed here. Oh, it's because it's peaceful, because there isn't no gang stuff. There's no drug stuff. I mean, well, if you want to come down here and open up a cocaine factory, I think you could get in trouble. What do you think? What do you think? But the reality is this: I don't want to come back to the States. You know, I've got a fulfillment and a place in Texas, and then I've got another one in Puerto Rico. And the reality is this is going to be my home for the rest of my life. I mean, I'm going to come back and do trainings up in Texas, Puerto Rico, Canada, and around the world, but I'm not interested in going anywhere else. Seriously, look at this place. I mean, seriously, I do this almost every day. Okay, so I work every day, and well, I do my passion and my purpose, and that's serving people. But every day I get to come here, and it takes me like 15 minutes, and then I come here and I swim for about an hour, and I really do. You'd be surprised how your strength comes up. You know, I mean, I feel amazing. Okay, I feel amazing about my life. We're coming out with the Braveheart Nation app. This is the most advanced health app on the planet. I really believe that. It costs enough, and we have our personal treatment and training, our 5-star Doc of Detox retreat open now, and people are already booking. You can come down here and you can learn Wolf Non-Surgical. You can come down here and do an advanced water fast for a week. You can come down here and eat all the organic you want. And how about this? How about this? Take a look over there. There's the bay. They go out there and they come in every morning over there. And we're going to go and pick you up fresh seafood. And then guess what? It's going to be made for you. When you come to the Doc of Detox 5-star healing retreat, I mean, you're swimming in a pool that's ozonated, it's structured, okay? You have big, beautiful bedrooms, living room, kitchen. You get a cleaners in there every day. You're eating only organic. You're getting fresh juices made, seafood if you want, organic meats. But for those of you that are coming down because you've got a situation, we've got a Cellsonic there. We got a CardioMed bed. We have the most powerful infrared on the planet therapy. But not just that, you can learn non-surgical, get non-surgical. We've got electric bicycles that you can go and travel 75 miles of bike trails around here, okay? And the reality is we know the nicest people, from dentists to real estate agents to carpenters to plumbers. They're all going to be up on my website. I love this place, okay? And you know what? I'm going to tell you, I remember when I was younger, I always said, wouldn't it be great to live in paradise? Oh no, you can't have paradise, because for one thing, I was raised a born-again Christian, so that means I had to suffer. And it's all about suffering. Well, I'm not going to do that no more. And don't get me wrong, I'm not putting down the faith that I was raised by. But the reality is that you can have it all. And remember something, you only have what you have. And I'm going to tell you this. You only have what you have because of the belief systems that you have. You know, whether you want to believe this or not, that which created the whole universe. And believe this or not, the planet Earth doesn't even show up in the universe. That's how small it is. So let's make that perfectly clear. And, you know, don't make that which created the whole universe into a dysfunctional male, okay? Don't ever do that again. But the reality is that as soon as I started changing my personality and I realized I was meant to observe, okay, not judge, I was meant to learn, not burn, and I was meant that I would put out, anything that I put out into the universe was going to come back to me if I could sit in peace and calm and know that I bloody well deserved it. And I do. I bloody well deserve all of this. And most of you believe that you don't bloody well deserve anything because you have belief systems that say that you're a sinner, not a winner. You're a loser, not somebody who repeats things to practice until you perfect it. My whole life has been based on doing things over and over again, and then as soon as I nail it and I get it right, then I just want to move on to something else that I can screw up for a while until I perfect that. So I'm not a failure, and I know how to fall forward, and nobody can ever create judgment to a point to create guilt on me. You know, there's only one law, there's only one love, and that's called unconditional love for yourself. And all our brothers and sisters, whether they have different religions or different beliefs or different languages, or they don't even like you, you love them anyway. And that's how you heal yourself. And that's what we teach. That's what we teach here. And I tell you, when I ran the Extapa World Healing and Training, we closed that down about a year and a half ago, and then we did a world tour. And I said, you know what? No more am I going to have like 100 to 200 people come down at a time and try to help them. Now we won't do more than 8, 10 people at a time. But, you know, in the World Healing and Training Center retreat that we have here in Extapa, Mexico, it's absolutely 5-star. And it's actually going to be red carpet service. And understand something, I could never get away with charging you these prices in Canada, United States, Puerto Rico, or anywhere else. Down here, you know, I'm going to give you the best of the best, and it's still going to be 40% of the cost of anywhere else in the world, all right? So understand, you can say whatever you want, that Mexico's a dangerous place. You don't know what you're talking about. You can say whatever you want, that Mexico's a third world country. Well, I'll just tell you something right now. This is first world living. That's what this is. Okay, when you can get fresh fish, fresh seafood, when everything they grow down here, they do not allow GMOs or pesticides. And every day, unless there's actually clouds in the sky, that's what you're going to get. Blue skies, no chemtrails. Seriously. And you can make all the excuses you want why you don't have the life that you've always believed that you wanted to have. But you go ahead and make all those excuses, right? Because it's all in the suffering, isn't it? Okay? Just know this. I'm creating a website. And I'm going to create the easiest platform for people to actually, if they want to come down here. Because you're going to find out that a lot of people from Europe and a lot of people from the United States and Canada are going to move down here. Mark my words, I haven't been wrong yet. I was right about the whole COVID thing. And you'll start seeing people leaving their countries and coming to a place like this, a third world country where it's so bad. And you'll see that happening within 12 months. Did you hear what I just said? Yeah. And that's the truth. Yeah, and just ask yourself something, you know, what would your life look like if you had unconditional love and care for yourself? I mean it. What would your life look like if you didn't depend on everyone else to give you approval, and if you didn't take things personal, and if you realized that filling up your heart was all up to you, it wasn't up to anybody else, okay? And that, guess what? Let everybody else live their life, but why don't you just go and find the best life ever? Anyways, I'm going to call this, you know, the way I want to live for the rest of my life. That's what it's going to be. And remember how we started today? We started talking about, these boys are 16, 17 years old, and 3 out of 4 wear braces. And whether you want to, braces on their knees, whether you want to believe this or not, this is all programming. All right? And then you take a look at the majority of the people here, and they all look like they're 3 months to 9 months pregnant if they're over the age of 40, 50 years old. A lot of them. Okay? And the reality is that, yeah, it doesn't matter where you go, people are rotting out. okay? And the stinking thinking is coming from the media, the government, and all the corporations out there. Understand something. I am not after people's money. I'm not after any. I don't want followers. I want leaders. I don't want you following me. I just want you going, I'm going to take all his information and I'm going to take it and I'm going to make it even better. So anyways, I've got a library that's the biggest self-care, self-love library, I believe, on the web. And it's got more master classes free, from emotional, okay, to physical to nutritional. Go check it out if you don't believe me. And then what I'd like you to do, are there any horses in the area? Okay, so if I get in a car right now, I'll drive 10 minutes to another beach and I'll go horse riding. And guess what? Isn't this crazy? You're going to pay $20 to ride on the beach for an hour to an hour and a half, okay? $20 US. Yeah, there's horses. Pretty well everywhere where there's locations. If you go to Trancones, which is more like a surfing area, like same thing. And that's where I like to go to ride with my family, is Trancones. There the beach is more rocky, it's more windy, the waves are bigger because they're surfing. But there's a place there called Present Moment, which is a place you can stay, and it's a yoga place, and they serve really good food. There's a place for breakfast here, and I don't eat breakfast, but you know, I had an omelet there last weekend with some of the master trainers that came down to visit us, and oh my god, it was good. The place is called MOLE, okay? Anyways, I'm going to have it all up on my website, okay? It's going to be called Ixtapa Zihuatanejo Real Living, okay? Real Living. And I'm going to have everything from a carpenter to a plumber to where you should go for breakfast. I'm going to have everything on there. I love this place. Zihuatanejo is 35,000 people, and Ixtapa is about 3,000 people. And in Ixtapa, that's where the World Healing and Training Retreat is, okay? And you'll see all the pictures up there. You'll see the videos up there. The reality is this. You know how those psychos come on? You know the psychos from Davos? You know how they come on and they tell you it's the end of the world as you know it? And you better prepare because we're coming for you. Well, they can shove it where the light doesn't shine. I'm gonna focus on my dreams, not theirs. And you know what? There's no authority over me. There is no authority. You know? About a year and a half ago, okay, the government thought that they could take me down and destroy my reputation. They spent $250,000 putting a show together. You know, it did kind of test me, but guess what? It made me stronger. Yeah, because I know who I am, and you better know who you are, and you better not care what other people think you are, because the day that you start living your dreams, you'll have people that are jealous. And remember something: a lion does not even notice a barking dog. And understand something: you're always going to have barking dogs when you live your dream, because there's going to be people that go and be jealous that they want what you have. And I'm not telling you that people want what I have. The reality is this: I mind my own business, but understand, I've only begun to live, and that's it. Okay, I've only begun to live, and there is no authority over me. And anybody that thinks they are authority over me, come and challenge me, because I'm here to hold the line for everybody on this planet, and to tell you that I will put myself in front, and I will challenge these sons of you-know-whats to show you that they're full of you-know-what, and that you need to love yourself and stop being scared and stop being fearful and go for your life. And I'm not upset. I'm telling you to go for your life. It's your life. And you know what? You deserve to be happy. And you are pretty. You are beautiful. And I'm telling you that you were created by God Almighty, and you've got to start acting like it. And the only way they're getting away with this right now is because the majority of the population has eaten so much crap They feel like crap. They can't think. They can't be in the present moment. And everybody, because we are emotional beings, wants to feel pleasure. And they're doing it through giving us flour, sugar, dairy, alcohol, vaping. Oh, have all the toking you want, okay? All right? And when you go to a restaurant, what do they give you? Well, what would you like to drink? Would you like to see our alcohol menu? And can we bring you some bread? Because that shuts down your frontal lobe so that maybe you'll order more food, right? So, just know this, okay? If you totally loved, honored, and respected yourself, you'll never have a disease. You'll never be sick in bed. And the only time that you're sick in bed, you didn't get a virus from Martha, okay? You actually poisoned yourself at Halloween or Thanksgiving or honey, let's go out and have fun on Friday, which means we're going to poison each other, okay, with alcohol and overeating and eating crap. Nobody gets sick unless they have stinking thinking and a riot of a diet. And that's the God's truth. So you need to get this. And the reality is, why don't you take a look in your cupboards and then download an app called Bobby and scan all the barcodes on there, and let's see what foods come up as like even 90% good for you. You'll be surprised how much garbage you're eating. And guess what? I'm not even going to ask you if you have a good diet, because you're going to say yes, because you're going to think about Uncle Harry and Aunt Mary that are obese and overweight and they're totally killing themselves. Listen, whether you believe it or not, 90% of the population is killing themselves. You can't have an autoimmune disease, which means that your body's attacking itself, unless you are attacking yourself on a subconscious level and not even knowing it, because we've all been programmed to do that. These psychos, okay, they have been in charge for thousands of years, and I mean thousands and thousands of years. And that's not going to change. But nobody has to be in charge of you. Nobody. But you got to make a conscious decision. You got to make a conscious decision. And you know what? If you can't live in the present moment, which means if you don't even know you're breathing, or start practicing your breathing, or connect to the Lionheart breath and put a slight smile on your face, you know what? Your ass is grass. And saying about that, it wouldn't hurt for you to, if you know that if you walk on a beach for 15 minutes in your bare feet, or walk on the grass for 15 minutes, did you know that you neutralize more free radicals and you balance the human body faster than anything else? So you might want to think about that. And this is why I never wear shoes. I never wear shoes. So it's really, really crazy, right? So people hear about me, and then they come from different parts, Europe, Asia, or Australia, and they fly here, and then they come into my office, they come to talk to me, and then they see me and I've got no shoes. They, oh, what's this, a monkey doctor? Yeah, really. Well, there you go, right? Let me tell you something right now, okay? Just because everybody's doing it doesn't make it right. And just because I'm doing something new doesn't make it wrong. So I'm going to keep singing my song. And like I told you, okay, we got like 3 out of 4 people here actually wearing knee braces. So if you're wearing a knee brace, an ankle brace, if you actually have an elbow brace on, or you have a cane, or you have a walker, you were a victim emotionally and mentally way before you were physically. You get this? Okay? And I'm going to tell you something right now. I call BS. We will reverse it. You come to me. Okay? I will be in Stewart, Florida in June giving a course. I'll be in Kelowna, British Columbia, doing a lecture in about 4 weeks. That's about all the traveling I'm going to do up until June. Okay, because of our personal treatment and trainings down here. And we're getting that rocking. And also, I like to do what I like to do. And the reality is the weather's not great in most places, but it is here, right? So I hope the weather's good with you today. And how do you do that? You have a smile on your face, you connect to your breath, put your shoulders back, and you go, look at, if I had unconditional love for myself, and I believe that which created the universe loved me and made me into a creator, what would my life look like if I decided that I'd let myself off the hook for everything I ever did or ever going to do, right? Now, go ahead, you tell me that somebody with no guilt and has unconditional love for themselves is dangerous to the world. And I'll tell you, you don't even know what you're talking about. And guess what? Suffering is not the way. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. God bless everyone. And we'll see you tomorrow.